You know that feeling, right? If you've ever tried to start a garden, you know it. The excitement, the dream of fresh veggies, and then that creeping sense of, oh boy, what have I gotten myself into? Well, you are definitely not alone. It turns out getting it wrong is way more common than you think, because the stakes, they're actually surprisingly high.
And yeah, that's the reality of it. Gardening isn't just a cute little hobby. It's a real investment. We're talking time, money, and a whole lot of hope. So when things go wrong, it's genuinely frustrating. It totally validates any anxiety you might feel staring at that patch of dirt.
So let's just admit it right here, right now. Gardening is hard. We talk about having a green thumb like it's some kind of superpower you're born with. But the truth, it's a skill. And wow, are there a million ways for things to go sideways.
And look at how simple these mistakes seem. You think you're being super efficient, packing everything in, but what you're really doing is creating a battle royale for nutrients. Or you plant these beautiful, tall sunflowers, and whoops, you've just sentenced your shorter plants to a life in the shadows. It is such a delicate dance, and one wrong move can throw the whole thing off.
Okay, but here's where we flip the script. Instead of seeing your garden as this collection of competitors all fighting for their share, what if it was a team, a real community where the plants actually support each other and, thrive together?
This brings us to a concept that feels kind of magical, but it's totally rooted in science. Nature, it turns out, has already perfected the playbook for building a winning team. All we have to do is learn how to read it. And that playbook is called companion planting. This is not just about plopping plants down wherever you have space. No, it's strategic. It's like you're a coach setting up your players on a field where every single plant has a specific job that benefits the entire ecosystem.
So how does this teamwork actually play out? It's brilliant. On one hand, you've got your defensive players. Think of marigolds. They give off this scent that a lot of pests just can't stand, basically creating a protective shield. And then you've got your offensive line. Plants like dill attract beneficial wasps that, get this, hunt the very caterpillars trying to munch on your cabbage. It's a built-in, natural pest control system. Of course, even the best strategies in nature have some ground rules. You can have the most brilliant plant pairings in the world, but they won't work if the basic environment isn't right. And it all starts, literally, from the ground up. This right here is the foundation of everything. I'm serious. Before you even think about which plants go where, you have to get the soil right. It's the single most critical piece of the puzzle. If the soil's wrong, nothing else you do is going to matter. And just to give you an idea of how valuable good soil is, chew on this number for a second. It takes nature, at a minimum, 500 years to create 1 single inch of topsoil. It's not just dirt, people. It is a precious, living resource that's been centuries in the making. For most of us, the holy grail is a soil texture called loam. It's just the perfect blend. Sand for drainage so the roots don't rot, silt for holding onto moisture, and a little bit of clay for structure. This balance gives roots that ideal mix of air and water they need to thrive. And then there's sunlight. Okay, so the terms part sun and part shade, they sound almost identical, right? But that difference is absolutely crucial. One plant can bake in the afternoon heat, while another needs to be shielded from it. Getting these little details wrong can make or break a plant's entire season. Okay, so you've got your soil prepped, you've mapped out your sunlight. Now comes the biggest challenge of all. You have to play Matchmaker. This is where all that theory about companion planting gets real, right in your own backyard. This really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? With hundreds, maybe thousands of different vegetables, herbs, and flowers, how in the world are you supposed to know which ones are going to be best friends and which ones are going to be mortal enemies? I mean, just look at this table. It's just a tiny little peek. Tomatoes love parsley, but they hate being anywhere near cabbage. Cabbage gets along with dill but can't stand tomatoes. It is an incredibly complex web of relationships, and this is just a fraction of it. And let's be honest, at this point, it is totally okay to feel completely overwhelmed. It starts to feel like you need an advanced degree just to figure out where to plant a single squash. But what if the solution isn't buried in some textbook? What if the real companion you need isn't to plant at all? And that brings us to the final piece of the puzzle. We've been so focused on the relationships between plants, but maybe we've overlooked the most important relationship of all. Maybe the secret to a great garden isn't just what you plant, but who you know. And there it is.
That's the real secret sauce, right there. It's the shared wisdom. It's the people who have already made all the mistakes, so you don't have to. The perfect companion for your tomato might be basil, sure, but the ultimate companion for you is another gardener, a neighbor, a friend, that person down at the community garden. That human connection is the single most powerful tool in your gardening toolkit.
This is the kind of pure gold you get from another gardener. It's not complicated theory. It is practical, been there, done that wisdom. Start small so you don't get overwhelmed. Grow what you actually love to eat. Prep your soil in the fall. Use mulch. Simple tips like these passed along in a conversation can save you a whole season of headaches. So as you plan your garden, absolutely think of it as a community of plants all working together. But then I want you to take one more step back and think about your community. Who are the people you can turn to for advice, share your wins with, and learn from? Because building that support system, that's the absolute best way to make sure that your garden, and you, will truly, truly thrive.